Welcome back to Dan's Learning Curve. At many places is 2015. Far better than perfect vision. You know exactly what you should have done. Today I'm sitting in my brother's 2005 Suzuki Forenza. And I'll bring you along what's going on. Just a moment. Okay, last I had this car on video, the engine was apart. I don't remember where I left you. I'd have to go back and check the other videos. I don't even know if the head was on. Head was back. The head is back. 8 valves later, $400 later, and I guess that's cheap for 16 valve head. So runs well, except that it has a cam positioner code, and by the looks of these wires, looks like this thing's been hot. You can see the insulation crumbling off right there, and but it's throwing up code P. Let's see if we can get it here. I got the ancient technology here, the red brick. Oh, no DTC's present. Oh, because we don't have the key on. Let's turn the key on. No. Codes, yes. You guys that have up-to-date scanners, no codes present. Wow. Why? Okay, let's start. Make sure I don't have anything that's going to get chopped up in here. Of course, there's no fan on these things, so still working on replacing this unit because it's all broke here. So I've got another one of those on order. So we'll put that right there. Come on, you can get on there. There we go. And this hose was, as you may recall, was had a crack there too, so sucking unmetered air there. It was sucking unmetered air there, and it was sucking unfiltered air in the old air cleaner box on one of the corners. So this thing was breathing in the dirt. So, all right. So I'm going to start it up here. I'm going to get it here, run, and then we'll see if that code comes back. Huh. Incidentally, this scanner is only good up to 2003, and Suzuki, this Forenza, wasn't made until 2005, I believe. So it's not even listed on here. So I took I don't remember what vehicle I grabbed, but it's actually give me some data, so it's better than nothing. I would love to have a bi-directional scanner, but so what do we got going here? Wondering about that -5 on the spark advance. I don't know if that's. But anyway, long story short, it was having a cam position sensor fault. Okay, now the trouble light is on. My brother said he never saw the check engine light on this car, and you may notice that the instrument cluster is sitting loose. Well, he said, I've never had a check engine light on this thing, and you can see it's lit now. Well, I took this instrument cluster out, and you know what? The bulb was missing. And incidentally too, the airbag bulb was missing. So I think someone did a fast one, pulled the check engine light bulb and pulled the airbag bulb just to sell this thing. That's my assumption. Anyway, so let's now we have a code. It's lit. So let's back out of this. Codes only. Has codes. Okay, there's the code back. P0342 cam position sensor checks low input bank 1. I'm not sure what CKT means, but I know it's low bank 1. And I did some checking on this thing, and there's 3 wires on it. One is ground, one is 12 volts, and one is sends the signal to the computer. So I checked those, and I did not have any power on the 12 volts. But then it came back, then it went away. So I connected a 12 volt supply to the 12 volt connector, and we still got this code. So I found a replacement sensor. It's OEM on Rock Auto. And so I will be putting that in. And when I started out, when we started out, I showed you that the pigtail, the wiring harness to the cam sensor was bad. So I picked up this pigtail, and actually sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Even with the cam positioner not working, it'll run, but it won't. But it's got a predetermined cycle in the ECU for when to fire the injectors and things like that. So I will replace that pigtail there, and then I need to pull the motor mount here, pull the metal shroud here on the timing cover, pull that bolt out. You see I can't get that bolt until I get this out. So anyway, and then I'll replace the cam sensor, which is down there. And then I'll wire in this, and I'll probably even run a new wire to the 12 volts, fuse 12 volts, and I'll probably even take it over to the fuse box, just because I really don't want to chase that intermittent problem down. I'm just going to run a solid wire. My brother's okay with it. It would take more time just to chase that down. You won't even see it here. I'll run it into the loom here, and so all right, bring it back. Got the old cam position sensor out, and you can see where it's damaged. It's probably internal expansion. Probably the coil is going bad. So this is a new OEM cam position sensor. I'll bring it back when I get installed. Okay, got the new camshaft position sensor installed. Now I was able to clear the code. I do not, like I said, I do not have a scanner new enough for this vehicle, but I did grab a vehicle, a 2004 vehicle that I was able to read the codes and clear the codes for the engine, but I cannot clear the code for the airbags, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But next thing on the agenda here would be to replace this pigtail. I mean, I don't want to give that back to my brother that way with those bare wires. It does seem to be working. It does seem to be providing the cam position sensor with 12 volts. So the wire that I mentioned I was going to run may not be run unless I deem it necessary. So I will be reassembling the upper motor mount there, putting the fastener back on the timing belt cover, and be driving this thing for a while, then I'll ship it. Alright, thanks for following along. I'll bring it back when I get this pigtail spliced in.
No.
Well, we've got a CAT scan going on here. The tail end's usually the best scan, and now I I've already done one splice of wire here, and I got my daughter Liliana here recording the next splice, solder joint. So I'm going to do the middle one here. It's the black to the black-white wire, and we get it without a tail? I don't know.
Yeah, it's without a tail.
All right, without a tail. All right.
You don't want tail, and you don't want. Shaw, do you want your tail soldered to there?
No, we don't need a tail soldered there, do we? Okay, let's see here. Just add a little bit of length here.
Hey, don't touch my arm. Really, Shaw.
Okay. We're committed now. We cut. Now we're going to strip both these back. And what's the most next important thing to do here before we solder these together? If someone is saying put the heat shrink on before you solder them together, you're absolutely correct. I did cut a piece off another one, but we'll just take a new one here.
Stop it.
Alright, we got a cat involved here. That's alright.
I don't want wood on me. Ow.
So this is going to be an entertaining video, folks. Okay, now we'll slip the heat shrink over the wire. We'll do a this is how I do it. There's a lot of ways to do it, and just to get them to stay together. I'll get my fingers out of here when I'm done.
You better. Unless you want to be burned up.
Okay. We got commentary going too now. Alright. Okay. Alright, so now we'll take the soldering iron, which is hot, and what we'll do is we'll heat the wires, not just the solder right away, because we want to get the wires up to temperature.
Let's try to get down. Right.
Now the solder flows in there. See how it's flowing into the wires? And that's a nice hot solder joint. We'll let it cool. Yes, soldering takes longer than crimps, but I like soldering because once I know it's on there, I know it's not going to come out. I've pulled lots of wires out of crimps before. All right, so we'll put
on purpose?
No, I tested them, and they're not crimp tight. And you know they'll come out with use. And they do make heat. I have a heat gun, but just need a source of heat here. Shrink that on there. And that is a watertight seal. Thank you, Liliana. You may test out. Liliana shrinking the heat shrink here.
Just be careful.
Is that running out of fuel already? And there it is, all wrapped up with tape, just like it never happened. Not my best wrap, not my worst wrap. All right.